All right, hey guys, welcome to another episode of Hey Guys. And we're going to show you another part here. This one's quite a bit more complex and involves a few more tools that we haven't used so far, some parts that maybe you didn't even know existed. So we're going to create a millimeter part. We're going to start with the sketch. I'm going to work off of the ground plane to begin with. I'm going to grab my rectangle tool, make a 2-point rectangle, and it's going to be 53 by 26. I'll fully constrain. I'm going to finish sketch. Drag it in where I can see it. And I'm going to extrude it up, and it's going to extrude up 26 millimeters. All right, I'm going to work pretty quick here. All right, next sketch I want to make, I want to sketch on this face because I'm going to take a line tool. I'm going to sketch from this corner. I'm going to bring it up here. I'm going to make this into a giant wedge. All right, so got my line drawn. It coincides with the origin, and it's coincidence with that top line. So I still just need to dimension where that line ends, and that should be 5 millimeters. All right, looks good. We'll finish our sketch. Let's go to extrude. Now we're going to try to grab just this part, and sometimes it can be a little bit tricky grabbing just those parts. If that's the case, what you can do is you can undo, go back into your, hit the undo button to go back into sketch, highlight a line that doesn't touch what doesn't cut into this area. So I'm going to be safe and select this line. When I hover my mouse over that line, it turns to red. I'm going to right click as it turns to red and click delete. That's going to delete that line off there. That's going to make it so it's much easier for me to grab just that shape. So I'm going to go to extrude. You can see that it only grabbed that shape. I'm going to go to cut. I'm going to cut all. All right, so we've done this part before. All right, so that looks good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to work kind of from the bottom. So I need to see this bottom edge. I'm going to start a sketch. I'm going to sketch right on the bottom. I'm going to grab the rectangle tool, start in the corner, bring it down, bring it all the way out, make sure it coincident with the other side, drag one up this way. Now all I need to do to fully constrain it is just dimension how far it comes down. So from this edge to this edge, and drag that out, and that should be 7 millimeters. And same for down here. So from this edge to this edge, drag it out, click it again, 7, enter. So that's all fully constrained. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click extrude, and this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight this. I'm going to hit the shift key, highlight this. Now you can see it's sending it down like a couple of legs. I can change the direction the extrusion is going. Here's direction 1, direction 2. I'm going to go the other direction, direction 2. Now it's going to default to cut because it's going through this other material. I don't want it to cut. I want it to join, but I don't want it going 26. I want it going 16.7. All right, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for that angle though. Come on, Inventor. All right, that's what I'm looking for. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and sketch again. This time I'm going to sketch on this top plane. Now, I'm going to grab a rectangle tool, and I'm going to draw, again, I'm going to draw 2 rectangles. One right there, one right there. Now you can see that I'm not staying within that face that I drew. That's okay, I don't need to. When I clicked on that face, it actually projected that plane out infinite direction. I could draw anywhere. I could draw out over here if I wanted to. I don't want to, so I'm going to undo that. All right, so I'm going to dimension this. I'm only going to dimension the width of this rectangle right here because I don't know how long it needs to be, but I know it needs to be 11 wide. All right, and then this one is also 11 wide. I'll bring that up. 11. And you're going to say, well, wait, don't you always have to be fully constrained? Well, yeah, that's best practices, but sometimes that doesn't work. So, because I wasn't given the dimension in the plans that I was given for how far that goes. All right, so I'm going to grab those two that I just made, hold down the shift key, select that second. I don't want it to project up. I want to make it a cut, and I don't want to go 16.7 deep. I just want to go 5 deep. All right, so see, I wasn't given this dimension, so I didn't know how big to make it that way, but that's okay. We made it work out. All right, the next part of this is a little bit tricky again. So this time we're going to sketch on this angled face, and we're going to cut a hole, but we don't want to cut a hole that is going to go through at the angle that we're going to make this drawing. So I'm going to show you how to project some geometry onto a plane. So I need to make a rectangle, well, a square is a rectangle that's 17 by 17. Now I need to locate it, so I'm going to come up here to dimension. I'm going to locate it from this side of the square to this side right here, and that should be 11. And then I need to locate from this side of this to this line, and that needs to be 7. All right. All right, so now at this point I'm going to finish the sketch. All right, then I'm going to do a start new sketch, and this time I'm going to click on this face right here. And like I said before, that then creates this entire plane across here. So with that selected, I'm going to go to project geometry, and then I'm going to go around my square, and when my blue line changes to red, I'm going to click on it, and it's going to make it change to yellow. All right. And when I move off, it's yellow. And if I come out here, right, and I can right click OK, and that lets go of the project tool, and you can see that now I have this rectangle drawn on this plane that's part of this, where that includes this face. I'm going to click finish sketch, and now I want to make my hole that's going to project straight through. So I'm going to go to extrude. I'm going to grab this face right here. I'm going to make it a cut. I'm going to do all. And now I have exactly what I wanted. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to hide the visibility of that sketch. And there you go. That's our new shape. And I hope you enjoyed learning a couple of new tools of projection, and the fact that you don't have to draw just within the face, that it actually creates an entire plane that you can draw on. All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys.